narcissists, they exhibit attractive qualities at the beginning of a relationship, right? Because that's characterized by being sort of self-assured. Like on the surface, it seems like confidence.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. There's some great research around speed dating, and it looked at who are the most successful when it comes to speed dating. And you know who the most successful are? Two types of people: narcissists and psychopaths. They're the most successful at speed dating. Now, why is it the truth? It's what you were just saying. They show up as self-assured, as confident, but you know what else they do? They're willing to lie. They're willing to tell you anything you want to hear to get what they want, because that's their objective. Their objective is to use you like this cup of water right here. When I'm done drinking this water, the cup is gone. I don't need it anymore. That's how a narcissist or a psychopath shows up. And so that's the reason why they're ultra successful.
Is there a certain type of person that's more prone to be attracted to narcissists?
Yes. I mean,
and psychopaths?
Yeah, they're definitely, there's different personality types that enable themselves to anyone in the dark tetrad. But in essence, what it is in essence, it's going to be someone who is not secure, and it's going to be someone who has low self-esteem. Because when you have low self-esteem, you're seeking that validation. You're seeking their confirmation, their affirmation of you. And the more that they distance themselves from you, the more you want their affirmation.
They probably see you as an easy target as well.
They beam right into you, and they destroy your life. They destroy your life. I think that the term narcissism or narcissist is one of the most overused words probably like in modern day dating. Everyone is a narcissist, but everyone is not a narcissist.
They're just a bit selfish.
Yep, just a bit selfish, just a bit of an asshole.
Yeah,
you know?
Arrogant.
Just a little arrogant. People have narcissistic traits, but when you're talking about a clinically diagnosed narcissist, that is an extremely dangerous person.
How many people are within this dark tetrad that you talk about? And the dark tetrad is narcissism, psychopathy, Machiavellism, and sadism, right?
And sadism, absolutely. So those four make up the dark tetrad. And on average, the estimate is less than 15%. So less than 15% of the population fall within one of those categories. Now, it's important to say that that category, extremely dangerous, to the point where a narcissist, once a narcissist, always a narcissist. And so the question always to me is, well, Paul, I've found out that my partner is a narcissist. What do I do? Well, I say, if you want to remain in a relationship with someone that is going to continually use you and may learn to manage their behavior, but will always see you as an object to use, then stay in the relationship. But otherwise, you have to leave. One of my friends is one of the top experts on narcissism in the world. And when I sit down, I always say, are you sure you can't change if you're a narcissist? Like, I just met he's a great guy. Like, she without question, you cannot. And she works with narcissists and tells me how she's able to teach them how to just manage what it is that they do. But if you are someone and your partner is, and I'm not talking about they have narcissistic traits, arrogant, et cetera. I'm talking about they've been clinically diagnosed as a narcissist. You are in for an extremely, extremely hard life with them.
How do you spot a narcissist?
Oh my God. I mean, so people talk about love bombing all the time, but ultimately a narcissist's objective is to use you for whatever it is, like to use you for their pleasure. They could have some Machiavellianism mixed in, because a lot of the dark tetrad, the characteristics overlap, where Machiavellianism is about strategy specifically for their pleasure. So the key is to look at their behavior and to look at their behavior over a long period of time. And this is where it gets fatiguing, but important. So the studies show that when you are in a committed relationship, committed for 2 years on average, and then you get married, the divorce rate is substantially lower, right? We found that the divorce rate is 20, 22%. Now, why is that? It's because you've had the opportunity to see your partner in the ups and downs, in the highs and lows, right? To see if they have low neuroticism, can they bounce back? To see, are they using you for whatever their purposes are? The challenge is a lot of us see the behavior and decide to stay. You know why we decide to stay? Because of that list that he makes over 100,000. He's over 6 feet. He's this, he's that. He checks these boxes that mean nothing to my happiness. Truly, means nothing to your happiness. It means something to the validation that you're getting from the public, but to your actual well-being, it's insignificant. It's nothing. But they check those boxes, so therefore, I'm going to stay. And you're going to stay, and this is what you're going to get when you stay. You're going to live under duress. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel isolated. Your cortisol levels are going to go up. You're going to get inflammation. You're more susceptible to disease. You're going to die early. You are going to be miserable. Why?
What is the state of dating? What is the future of dating in your view? I want to know like where we are as a people. And also, I guess, understanding where we are, we have to understand where we've come from. And then from there, we can understand where we're going, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Let's look back. Okay. So we, humans 300,000 years ago, right, there was no dating. It was more so what was called assortative mating, which was the selection of other people based on similar characteristics. So we would look at someone and say, okay, you behave similar to how I behave. You look kind of like how I look, therefore we will mate. And the whole objective was procreation. That was it in hunter-gatherer days. And you could take that all the way up into almost the 1800s. So Eli Finkel is a great researcher out of New York, and he wrote one of my favorite books, The All or Nothing Marriage. And he calls that entire phase the pragmatic phase. You were making a selection based on the fact that you wanted to live next week. Right. That was why you chose a partner or the procreation of it. But then between the 1800s and the 1960s is what Eli Finkel calls the romantic period. This is the period where we began to say, okay, hold on for a second. The Industrial Revolution is happening. We're moving into more nuclear family. So we're moving away from our clans, if you will. And therefore, I'm lonely. I don't have my cousins around me anymore. I'm working in this job all day, this factory all day. So this partner of mine, who formerly was all about pretty much just my sex partner, now is going to become my friend. So this romantic age is where you see companionship rise. But still, in that phase, you're still not receiving all of your value, all of what you love about a partner is not coming from just the partner. Or should I say, all of what you need in life is not coming from your partner. Your intellectual stimulation is coming from someone down the street, right? You have friends at work that you use for your entertainment and joy, but your partner is beginning to become your companion.
And that's the second phase, right?
That's the second phase is the romantic phase. And then in 1960, what you see happening, and this is in Western society, is you see what? The pill is created. You see the washing machine is created. And these tools, if you will, begin to free women, right? We're still living in a patriarchy, hands down. But in the 1960s, you began to see women for the first time begin to have a little bit of decision, a little bit of choice in who they chose as a partner. And from the 1960s on, you have what Eli Finkel calls the age of self-expression. Now, the reason why this is so important for us today is because what ends up happening is now you move forward to today. What do we want? Well, we want the highest level of well-being. As Maslow would say, you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the bottom is you just want food. You just want shelter. You just want to be safe. But as you get those things, you go higher and higher to the pyramid. And the top of the pyramid is self-actualization. And this is what most of us want. Because most of us are living in a state of privilege. We have water, we have food, we have shelter. So we want to be our best selves. We want to flourish, as Aristotle said. We want to flourish. So if we want to flourish now, then we need a partner who can help us flourish. It's no longer about the 1800s or the 1000 where you just needed a partner to basically have sex with and make sure they could, protect you. Like, we're gone from that. We want self-expression. And if we want self-expression, we have different demands on our partner. And that means dating is now more complicated than it has ever been.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.